listening to the Pinax Report.
Pinax Report.
Pinax Report.
The Pinax Report.
Pinax Report.
Pinax Report.
Live only on Pinax TV.
Abusia, there is fire on the mountain where they run so as a stand so anu ejina because me no ka say there amafo chiremu say President John Dramani Mahama, the president of our land, there what they the Minister of Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation here at Sam George, were putting it in a place I watch say yes me and me penny me and me foul na me this appointment in mao, and so you can't tell me nothing won't me the ope opposition na ye de amount. So what is going on? And pay that sorry ya NCA trended number 1 was social media and so National Communications Authority one more trended then yasem kitwa na manfo said then ekoso then ekoso ni echem say munim and radio stations bini TV stations e okrom ha there ya shutting it down and yasem kitwa they are not operating again manfo say what are you saying? It is a lie. It is a lie. You be who ane say Gabby or trader kom ayenim say wono na Asaase radio ne dia no wa betro nsem bi chemu say Asaase radio kra ya shutting it down enti wo screens ne so way every Gabby or trader ko say yes, it's true. Asaase Radio 99.5, which celebrates its 5th anniversary Saturday, has been shut down. The general manager informed me it's because the station delayed in renewing its license last year. It was to be renewed by October, but only done in December 2024. And same way Gabby Ochedo akode betu jo chem say na nsenya na Asaase Radio maybe na etwem no mudi 5 years. Now na last year it was saying komu renew your license no in the month of October. Now omentimi anye na December omenti say October, November, December like 2 months and no mukoye so ene omote ya chese ya shutting it down no chese they wanted to know shut down effect no no crepa enti ene edidi mo na Pinax no we there was see a fifi mu ni ekwohwe enti ye kopie NCA4 website ebusia ye kwadru onom na chese ene na ebo hogbo yi MCA4 emeche National Communications Authority wo mo edin krata tin bia bedum monten so amuchem say radio stations bako ni TV stations there oma yeyi just oma shutting it down pacho zoom in kakra emame na just omu chire ma omo ebumra bako mienu bi sunti no they had to terminate the function of the radio station. So shall wait for National Communications Authority or say NCA orders defaulting FM broadcasting stations to suspend operations. In Accra, 12 June 2025, the National Communications Authority has directed non-compliant FM broadcasting stations to immediately suspend operations on their respective frequencies for various infractions. The enforcement actions has been necessary due to persistent violations of regulatory requirements, specifically regulations 54 and 56 of the Electronic Communications Regulation 2011 L11991 and the conditions of their FM broadcasting authorizations. Not just so much stations we okrom hanum say emra ye dem a omo so omo ni so nya adwuma na enya de omo ye enti we say omo take action e wo mo so enti wo kirema this action follows a directive issued ebusia ha na asem ne wo no o say this action follows a directive issued by the Minister for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation, mandating the NCA to enforce applicable sanctions on stations found to be in violation of the regulation in the recent audits conducted by the NCA to ensure full compliance with licensing and operational requirements in the broadcasting sector. And and Honorable Sam George Ebeka Chom say hey munhwehwe mu munye fifi mu radio stations okrom hanum say FM stations wa omunnim ra no so o 40 we nyama bako mienu no moma yenyi omunfiri honum kra na chese space ni mu na ho clear Now, also following this directive, the NCA has commenced enforcement of regulatory sanctions against defaulting entities identified in the frequency audit report in phases. The categorization of infractions under the first phase is as follows. In the 28 stations operating with expired authorization, some of these stations were ordered by the NCA in 2024 to cease broadcasting, but have persisted in the illegality. This represents violation of Section 2(4) of the Electronic Communications Act 2008. And so much station 60 here now shutting it down. Emu 28 the license I expire. Now, CMU 14 FM stations that were issued notice of revocation for failure to set up within 2 years from the date of the authorization, but subsequently requested for inspection, but the process has not been completed due to various lapses they have to rectify, but are still on air. The stations are in violation of Regulation 54 of the Electronic Communications Regulation 2011 LI 1999. Sebe ya catch almost saying cratana mudi yeduma say yaje ya ne de mamo yaje because eniema ba kumienu we se mudi gu akwam ansa na motimi a operate say radio stations monyeye enti yaje still no mugusu eye adwuma. Over 13 FM stations that applied for authorization to continue operating has been issued provisional authorization but have not settled the provisional authorization fee in full and hence did not have the valid authorization to continue operating. This represents violation of Section 2(4) of the Electronic Communications Act 2008, Act 775. So much we be Sika also mutia a formal license no mutia half and no muja half ye nim nipo muja half na ede ama womo afi na che say utimu say per what we are seeing on the screens ne de na no kretro do say NCA for no womo eye adwuma pa esan say Sam George and amomo eye akwanya no se womo enye sa intine enokre se stations bako 64 se 62 ne de ye je womo kwan obia enkope ba bi nye den entina ensem we beto dwa no peya no ena anwumre abusia counter attack aba amanfo chem say show them who say man no day, man day, penny the penny, aye, yes, penny dwaria, nen swasa. President John Dramani Mahama, and so through the communications team, more at the crack, Tebia Beto Mountain, so much him say, stations, I must shutting it down, Nina. Moon revoke as a moonja or monomunya juma because press freedom. Yes, Mahama, where the wama Sam George in form. Now, Yenshen Sama, a Freedom Communications Office of President John Dramani Mahama, and so Ebaye. And this is coming from Presidency Communications. It says President Mahama request clemency for affected radio stations. Thursday, June 12, 2025. Yen delving into say President John Dramani Mahama has directed the Minister for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation to liaise with the National Communications Authority (NCA) to immediately restore the broadcast of 64 radio stations affected by the regulator's action. And not just say the man penny can you say yes Sam George together with NCA for omunko mutimbom na FM station 64 eduasia and 9 na womu so makotumu no womu ko biebie na womu enye womu adwuma said they say. Also the president believes that the regulatory compliance must take into action the need to uphold and enhance media freedom and that requiring radio stations to shut down while awaiting the regularization of the authorization could limit the spare for expressing such freedoms into a chema press freedom the mu ye enya de twa kwan so kra Sam George NNCA for into munye de esse. The president has asked the minister to work with the NCA on a reasonable time frame within which the affected station should regularize the authorization to a chema yema omu grace period no mu ntimi hihye omu niema yie na omu emeye de esse. Osha Felix Kwachi Ofosu wono ena nensa Asaase Minister Government Communications. Inti ene de amanfo abo President John Dramani Mahama abaso pa se wache se we mampani ampa aban papa nie Mahama nie wachire Sam George say yeah they are tread cautiously because penny ewo ho ebusia asem we aye debatable ye nyina ye kire adwe wo ho ma ye hu so agentwe ewo comment section ni mu Pinax TV.